name is Elena and I am the mother of this beautiful jungle that you would see very, very shortly with, I think, 20 plants or so. If you're new to my channel, there are two other videos very popular on my channel, how I started my urban garden. So if you're interested, go into the description, I'll post them there. In this video, I really want to show you the small wins, the new plants that we got, and some of the losses that we sustained during the last couple of weeks. So far, the Ficus Benjamin is doing really, really well, with the exception of the first episode when we just moved the plant, it lost the leaves. This is a new Epipremnum that we propagated maybe half a year ago, 7 months ago. Again, it's doing great. There are 15 to 20 cuttings in this one. So I think when it grows a little bit bigger, it will be a very, very lush plant. And this is the baby brother, also doing really, really good. And the Monstera, we got it maybe 4 or 5 months ago about. And because it's the summer and it's the like the growth season, it has a lot of new leaves. The first leaf that we got had just 1 ripping. And then the second one, where is it? Here, 3 rippings. And then 5. And look at this one. This is the last leaf and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rippings. It's the most beautiful leaf so far. So excited for more new leaves to come. So on this side, I think everything is doing pretty great. Then the Strelitzia, again in the growth time of the year, it has 1 new leaf. This tiny one. I think it's so small because the source of light is right there. And you know, nature is really smart, so it didn't have to grow a very long leaf to be able to absorb all the sunlight. So it's kind of small. I'm curious if it will grow any larger than this. And then the last leaf is this great leaf. I do hope that when it opens, it kind of leans on this side, because this side you can see is very, very high. There are a lot of leaves leaning that way, so it kind of balances out the plant because it's pretty big. And in this corner here, there's the peace lily. It's flowering really beautifully. Right now we have 3 flowers. I think there are more to come in August and in September. A very delicate white flower. And probably this would be a candidate for repotting in autumn because it's been in the same pot for 2 years. I know that after 2 years you can think about repotting. It did have a lot of growth, so when we got it initially it didn't have as many leaves. On this side, the big Epipremnum mama. You remember from the previous episodes that we had some problem with the edges browning and drying out. Now it's a little bit better, and with the new growth, the leaves look very healthy. In fact, let me just show you in this way. Yeah, looks great. The Aglaonema, however, it's doing a bit strange. Once it started flowering with this delicate light green flowers, the leaves started falling out, and you can see here that the tips of the leaves are drying out. The leaves start losing the color, and I believe this is for lack of resources. So we put 2 fertilizers inside of the ground. If you know how they look, they're like 2 cones that you put in the ground, and every time when you pour water, the fertilizer dissolves and feeds the plant. Again, this is another candidate for repotting because when we first got it, there were only 3 stems here, so like the 3 bigger ones. And since then we have 1 new stem like this one and this one. And probably there are not enough resources, not enough pot space for the 5 of them. This is pretty much everything in this room. Let's go to Eugene's room. This is our beautiful Ficus elastica, and it's been doing really well lately. The only kind of manipulation that we are trying to pull off is to lengthen the length of this plant and stunt the growth of this ones, so when they grow a bit, taller, they will be all the same length. At the moment, this other two branches, the other two plants, are almost, I think, 30 centimeters higher than this one, and we're attempting it by allowing any additional growth, so like this new plants, on the bigger ones to stunt their growth because they would need more resources to sustain them. And whenever on the smaller plant something appears, something new grows, we chop it right away. So we hope this will balance things out. Now to one of my favorite sections of our plants. I call it our greenhouse. This is a space where we propagate all the plants. Right now we have some avocado seeds here and some Ficus elastica that we cut from the mama plant. I think the most exciting part is the avocado seeds. We planted them in water. We started propagating them in water around 2.5 months, almost 3 months. And we planted them at the same time. But you can see that this plant has already a stem, leaves, a pretty developed root system. And there are some of them who are still struggling. So if I can give any advice for avocado propagation, is that you get multiple seeds, multiple shots, because you just don't know how the seeds are going to perform. For example, this one, look, it's a big one, but it doesn't have any root, doesn't have anything. And the propagation is really simple. You just need 3 toothpicks, a jar, some water, change the water every week, and wait. Patience is key with avocados. And this one will have to pot very soon. You see it has a very prolific root system. This is over 2 months. Over 2 months in water. So for people who are trying to propagate and they don't succeed, maybe it makes sense to put them in water, change the water every week, because it does take for this plant some time to get a decent root system that would actually allow for the plant to hold. And here are all of our seedlings. They're getting pretty big now. We are thinking of relatives we could gift the plants to, because it's getting a little bit crazy. And this is a persimmon. This is another of Eugene's experiments. He just tried to propagate it from a seed. It's doing decently, so we'll see how it will grow in the future. Coming to the trouble corner, and starting with this fig leaf plant we got a while ago. It has dryness on the leaves. Now the leaves from down below are falling. The people at the nursery told us probably this is some sort of mold infection. We are treating the plant, but we see that at least three leaves from the top will go, and this leaf too. So I hope it does get well. We don't get fig leaves very frequently in our nursery, so we really want to keep the plant alive. I hope we achieve it. Then the other plant, the other beautiful Croton that we got around 1 month ago, once we moved it inside, we watered it 2 times and it started losing leaves. This is the 3rd one that we've lost so far, which is quite a lot for this plant. Crotons are water-loving plants, so maybe it doesn't get enough water, or maybe it's some stress-related issue because we moved it from the nursery. But it's so sad that, the most beautiful leaves, the yellow ones, are falling apart. We had a similar problem with this other Croton that when we moved it, it started kind of drying out, and we started cutting it, but no leaves were lost. Maybe it's stress-related. Mother Stong is doing well. And then from the last episode, we have troubles with the Echeveria that we bought here. It rotted throughout and we had to throw the plant. And we went to the nursery again and repotted it with another succulent. This is a very tender one. Every time when you touch it, something falls, but it looks really beautifully. And then the other plants here are growing and thriving. This looks really, really nice. And yeah, I think this is everything, all the updates that I wanted to give you. I hope that your plants at home are doing well, and if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a comment, leave a like, and subscribe because it does matter to my channel, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!